Patch 1.7 has finally landed for everyone, and yes, it has been, honestly, a pretty good quality of life patch that's been landed. And we got the brand new game mode, and we got some other stuff that came in this patch that wasn't even mentioned, which was kind of crazy. So smash a like, comment, and subscribe. But before we dive into everything, I want to ask you guys, literally you guys who watch this content, to be investigators and actually start looking around and snooping around, because I think there's more that's been added in patch 1.7 than meets the eye. And we're going to kind of showcase off two mechanics that got added in that I want to say I've been suggesting for the longest of times on this channel, and they've put them in, and I absolutely love it. So let's dive into the first thing, which is the big topic of the day, but I would say is the mail. The battle reports and the mail system in the game has been drastically improved, and I like the fact that they've done what many games are doing nowadays, which is just kind of putting your tribes in one area. And yes, you can go into here and find out more information, including all the rewards that you was able to get, the XP gained, and who you're fighting, and vice versa, which is pretty nice, obviously, as before. But what is really good is the overall summary in PvP combat report. So this does apply in the open field, as well as you can see here, which I did. I found some guy's random city, and I just sent 20k troops, nothing malicious at all, just to get the report done, right? And you can see I literally hit him for like 8 seconds, so you can see something happening in turn-by-turn combat, right? So you can see now, though, what they've done is broken down these reports into different categories, which is so much better for an overall view before you try to deep dive in. So a really good example is, obviously, they've kept everything here the same. You've got your merits obtained, but now you can see the troop info. So you can see my info here, and if the enemy you are fighting has any of their heroes, you would see them too in this format. So you'll be able to see what heroes, what force skills they've got equipped, as well as down below their gear and signet rings. And this is really fucking cool, just for a really quick overall look at, okay, what is this guy running? What's his build? What's he fucking thinking of? You know what I mean? Really nice, right? And then at the bottom here, you've even got the buffs, which does honestly make you just look at this screen. The only reason now you're going to go into comparison is for one or two reasons, and I'll explain that in a moment. But this does give us everything we need to know, including, as you'll notice, when you click on any of your percentages, any of your might attack, strategy attack, defense, and health, you'll see it'll break it down to where you get those stats. And that is including, as I've mentioned in my content, which a lot of people didn't believe me on, is your theme bonuses, and what theme bonuses you have and what gives you different types of buff compared to your enemy that might not have the same buffs or as many buffs as you do. And you can see this even if you check out Sagami's live stream. Big shout out to my man, because I obviously was enjoying just lurking in the background and just enjoying the first look yesterday together with another content creator while I was playing around on it myself. And you can see his actual theme bonus, if you check out any time when he pops it up, is around 11.2%, right? So you can see the more themes you do get, they do stack, and this is all verified now in these reports, which is very good for a lot of reasons. And when you go into comparison now, the only thing that it really does, obviously you can see it looks pretty similar here, because it is. If you go into the details, nothing else looks pretty insane here. Everything looks the same. You can see the difference between no commanders and what a commander looks like in game, plus obviously activations of signet rings compared to skills that do damage, for example, and vice versa, right? The only thing that really matters that actually is that this page is the only one, but this is again allowing you to go out and find heroes and what is triggering your extra stats. But you can find all of this information on that main page. So the only thing that I'm expecting them now to do, as you guys are probably expecting them to do, is add in the turn-by-turn combat, right? We want to have that full report in here where it maybe says details instead, or maybe instead of the buffs, you could replace buffs with full battle. And by clicking on full battle, you would see for 1 second who attacked first, what happened in the skill ordering, what happened in the next turn, and how each of these heroes are dealing damage and how they're interacting with each other on a fundamental level now. And it's going to be obviously only catered to those players that really want to get in depth and really want to learn. And it is kind of an advanced thing, but it should be in the game. And it helps, obviously, myself, other content creators, and other players that feel like this and want to know this information to play the game. So why not add it in now, right? Because we've got everything else is looking fantastic, I think, in the battle reports. It is a big W in my eyes. It's a step in the right direction. Another step in the right direction, if you guys have not noticed, is your Blacksmith. Your Blacksmith has had a upgrade overnight, if you guys didn't know, and you can thank me later for it, because yes, they finally added in the batch speed up mechanic for your gear. So you can now just hit the button and boom, guess what? All 3 are gonna be completed instantly. You don't need to go in and out, in and out, in and out anymore. Thank me, because this is one pet peeve I had for the longest of times, right? And what's really cool as well, you can see they've upgraded these kind of emblems, the images for your whole thing. If you don't remember, they looked a little bit different, kind of, you know, this is what they look like here, the required blueprint. That's what the old icon was, right? Compared to the new one. But they did one more feature, which I have been asking for, and I'm honestly taking full credit for this. I'm going to be honest, I'm taking full credit for this, because it is to do with your batch dismantlement in gear. And I know a lot of people, I was talking about a long time ago, the ability just by hitting batch dismantle and picking the parts you want to dismantle. It's as simple as that. There's no need anymore to lock gear. You do not need to lock gear anymore, because any gear that's equipped, as you can see here, you're going to have locked. But anything else that you are building now, you don't have to worry about this very time-consuming moment. And this is all because you can hit the batch dismantle and choose the parts you want to dismantle and what unit type you want to dismantle. So if I pick my archer, you can see it's gonna now pick that archer gear that I unlocked. You can also now pick up my epic gear and obviously my thingy gear. And by doing that, that is now selected all of the relevant gear that I've highlighted, leaving cavalry untouched. So if I hit the dismantle button now, boom, only cav gear remain, and that's what I'm working towards on my marches right now. So you can see why I fucking love this. This was such a good little hidden update in patch 1.7 that was not mentioned at all in the patch notes, and I think it should have been. This is so fucking lit. Thank you. I'm just going to say thank you for listening, because this is just showcasing to me the devs are listening to content creators now. They are listening to myself. They might be listening to Sigami, Soldier, and anyone else who are actually putting pretty good quality of life changes and suggestions in game modes to improve them. And they are doing it at a decent pace. Let's be honest, they're doing it at a decent pace. I am hyped about that. And again, you guys check it out yourselves, and if you enjoy it, let me know in the comment section down below, right? Moving on though, we have obviously the next big elephant in the room, the models, right? And I do have a little future sight on how I think this is going to play out, because a lot of people have complained about it, and I understand why. Because when you look at commanders like Ramcam, Ramses, Elizabeth, or Ashoka, the 4 heroes basically that are obtained via Mightiest Governor top 10 only, they kind of moaned that they didn't gain any attribute bonuses for them. And I understand that, and I can kind of agree with what they're saying because you are competing for this really prestigious hero. However, by doing that, you are painting a weird picture that obviously this is all going to be for the spender. And the way I think this is going to play out is a little bit different, and it should be more expected. So as you can see, every skin, no matter what you put on, is going to just give you no attributes, no matter what, right? Even King Arthur, which was super surprising to many people, King Arthur doesn't give any attributes either. So I am expecting to occur, as many people should start to be thinking now, more bigger picture in things, is I reckon these skins are going to become Halloween skins. Do you get what I'm saying? So if I put Sun Tzu here and jump out, I reckon this skin, they might make a Halloween version. They might make a Valentine's version, a Christmas version of each of these heroes over time. And this might not come soon. This might come maybe after the 1 year anniversary, where they've actually sought out very key parts of their game that they need to address first and make obviously the game better before they can kind of be a little bit more greedy on the spender side of things, right? But that's what my assumption is. My assumption is we're going to see, for example, Joan of Arc Valentine skin. You know what I mean? We can see an older Halloween skin that you can have for your models, and these are going to just get added over time, just because then they can add, as you can imagine, a new collection area here, which would add towards your collection gallery, which goes towards your next rewards, obviously giving you more buffs. And they could even add it as maybe bulks, right? So if there is a Halloween skin or a new future Halloween theme, instead of 0 out of 5, it might be 0 out of 6, because you might need to get the frame, you might need to go and get the city skin, right, for the march, you might need to get all of the little banners you can see here and the troop theme, and then they might have made a pirate version of a hero that goes into this slot 2 and makes it 6. And I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be saying, Sneaky, stop giving them ideas, but I'm pretty certain they're already thinking of this. And if they haven't, all I'm going to say, if there's a dev watching this video, hire me now. Hire me now. Pay me a good wage. I'll make some good content for you. We will fix this game together, please. Like, I don't want to be just that guy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's going to be the next thing, right? Going into Stellar Glory. Let's keep moving in. Patch 1.7. Stay focused, Sneaks. Right. So we've got a really cool introduction in here, which was the Glory Records. Everything else looks the same. And I don't know if that's just because we're in a season right now, and in the next season it might look a little bit different and seem different. But for now, I don't know the difference of what they've done with Stellar Glory. So what they've done for the major change, and I do have a pet heave with this, is they've allowed, as you can see now, your record obviously stays here like before, but out of the top corner you can see you're getting these medals. So there's nothing really gained for coming third, as you can imagine, nothing for coming second, as you can imagine, but when you come first, bang, right, you're gonna start gaining these frames, which are pretty fucking sick. I'm gonna be honest, they're sick. And what I'm hoping they do is make more. So obviously you got 1, 2, 5, maybe they make 10, 20, 50, 100. Why not? All right, because that gives the incentive for players to keep playing. But the major issue you've got with these frames, and I can't show you them in game, I do apologize, you need to have them unlocked in order to see them. They only last for 17 days. And that is the biggest kind of bummer in this. I think it's a massive kick in the teeth. And I think what the devs should do is fix this. I think they should actually put out a patch as fast as they can and actually just make these frames permanent, because that gives everyone in the kingdom, even the free-to-play players, a permanent frame that could give them 0.2% attack, 0.3% attack, 0.5%. You get what I'm saying now, right? And at least gives the free-to-play players that are playing in the most competitive kingdoms and are winning more advantages that they've earned for doing that. Do you get what I mean? As well as the low spenders, as well as the spenders, right? Everyone in the kingdom benefits from it. And that's what they should be thinking about the most. How can you make the game benefit everyone as much as possible and not just tailor it to the 1% that makes very big purchases, but if one of them leaves, you've lost your game, because that's just not how economics just work. We can see that in politics today. I'm gonna be honest, right? So the next thing they've done, and I'm just gonna end on this point on the video, is the Battle of Dawn. And again, when you go to the rewards and stuff, there's not obviously any changes in here. When you go to the ranking side of things, you can see they've got this in, which is kind of cool. You go to the rewards, again, doesn't look too great. But what they have done, if you've noticed, is they've added these actual emblems. And now you can see in your ranking what their alliance, rank is. You can see how high they are up on their thing. So ours is 3-starred, and this guy is 4-starred, right, in the current rank or tier that we are in. And you can go over here and you can see the alliance battle records as well, so you can see what's happened, and then go to all the records from season 4, round 1, round 2, round 3, right, which is kind of sick, to be honest. That's the kind of like the nice thing that they've added in here. But then what they've also done, and I'm going to be a bit shaky, and if this crashes the video, I'm going to keep rolling. I'm just going to be honest with you guys, right? But they've added the ability, so when you go into your class now, as you guys should know, you can see what your class actually does, and they're giving you even more important information. So you can see now, instead of just this generic text and everyone wondering what the fuck it was doing, now we're gaining a 20% damage reduction but reducing the march speed by 50%. This is lasting for 10 seconds and has a cooldown of 110, and you can see what the class quests are still by going down here on the bottom, right, which is really good. And you can check out all of the other ones. I'm going to try and make a video on this in particular now, but I'm going to try and click on one without crashing. There we go, right? Because sometimes it does crash, right? But here you can see, again, another nice little video of it, and it does make it a lot easier to now tell you guys and explain what are some of the best and easiest classes to go for, because some of them are easier than the others because of the quests, some are more fun than the others because of the way they play, right? So really good little area here just for you guys to add in, and obviously it's going to be fun for us in our Battle of Dawn. We're diamond rank and obviously keep climbing up in the diamond ranking, so we can get more and more rewards for us. But that is obviously everything I want to kind of show off in today's video. I'm going to be honest, that's everything I want to show, because it's been a pretty good quality of life patch, but I want you guys now maybe to have some investigation work of yourselves. Check around some new areas in game and see if you can find them and put them in the comment section down below, because as you can see, there's been forging improvements, there's been dismantling improvements, all there as well, which is so sick to see. So if you enjoyed the video, smash like, comment, and subscribe. To the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys. Peace out.